I want to show you a basic stenciling technique using paper soft color. I think of paper soft color as a cross between acrylic paint and dye inks. It seems to be a little thicker than ink, but not quite as heavy as liquid acrylic. Today I'm using cobalt blue, violet, and magenta paper soft color. Viva's round dauber sponges make the perfect applicator for paper soft color, but you can use other sponges as well. Before you begin, I encourage you to dip the end of, almost had a big mistake there, dip the end of your dauber into the paint color you're going to be using it with. That way you won't cross-contaminate them, and you can reuse these daubers over and over. Just wash them out when you finish with them and let them dry, and then store them in a plastic bag. When I'm stenciling, I like to hold down my paper with a low-tack double-stick tape, and I like to put my stencil down, select the portion you're going to use with masking tape. You don't have to use a lot. It doesn't take a whole lot. But if you're working on a surface with a non-stick mat under it, this is not going to stick to it, so you need to rethink that portion. I'm going to begin with the cobalt blue, which is my favorite blue, I think, in the world. I just love this color. You start just swirling it on. You can see how soft and pretty, hence the name paper soft color, how soft and pretty it is. You don't need to use a whole lot of this ink. You don't need to shove it, way down in the jar. Just tap it gently on the top, and it'll give you just enough color for what you want to do. You can go back, you can keep adding color. If you want this to be really deep down in here, you can just keep on adding color at the bottom. I'm going to go now to the violet. I'm just going to swirl it across the middle. And just a little bit up into the top. But you'll notice where I've swirled it down into my blue, I don't have any strong lines. It just blends so nicely. Then the magenta comes in. See how that nice, pretty color I'm getting up there, that really strong area. But then when you get down into the purple, you don't have quite so much there, and you just get a nice gradation. Okay. Then remove your tape. And there you have your card. Now, another thing I like to do is finish off this edge, and I'm going to use I think I'll use the blue this time to do this. You just want to hit it a little bit around that edge. It's not a whole lot, but what you're doing is covering up that white edge there that can really be shining if you put that on a dark colored layer. And there you have it, paper soft color using a stencil. I like to use paper soft color when I have a lot of scraps that I want to use up, but they don't match. So this is not too bad, but it's not so great either. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to adhere this over here just so we can see the change. And I'm going to use orange paper soft color. Just swirl it on. You see, I've gotten it on, it's not going on very dark because this is a new jar and it hasn't been completely primed, but you can see on that portion right there where I've added the orange, it's starting to blend together. This is a great way to use up leftover scraps and be nice to the environment since you're not dumping them in the landfill. And there you go, you can see that this side over here, if you cover that up, you can really tell that they really coordinate well as opposed to that bright color. So there you have it. You can change your colors, and you can also add other colors to this. You don't have to just stay with one color. I've coated the surface of this card with magenta paper soft color, orange paper soft color, and violet paper soft color. And now I'm going to use two of the same inks to stamp on it with. This is an acrylic stamp from Viva. I'm using the magenta. I'm going to put it on kind of heavy, and it's hard to see it on here, but it is on there. And you just daub all over it, and then press it onto your card, and you get a nice soft image in the background. Now the reason that image is so soft is because I'm not using a really strong color like I will be in just a minute. Then I'm going to stamp it again. That one's a little bit heavier. Okay, I'm going to switch out my stamps. Go to this dragonfly, which is from the same set. I'm going to pounce the violet paper soft color all over, and then place him in. And there he is. You can use it for a card front. You could use it for a portion on a scrapbook page. You could actually stamp and color paper to cover a surface, such as a cigar box or something like that. But anyway, I hope you try this technique. It's one of my favorites. It's really cool. Chipboard is one of my favorite surfaces to work on. The main reason being that it's free, because I can get it with cereal boxes or whatever. I just save those and recycle them. These were cut with a Sizzix die, the Gadget Gears, and I'm going to color them with, this is orange paper soft color. And I'm going to color the other one with blue paper soft color. And they look great just the way they are, but if you want to add a little more depth, you can actually add a little bit of blue to the orange one. I think I'm just going to add a little more depth in the blue on the smaller one that was already blue to begin with. But then, what really sets them off is to take walnut paper soft color and just hit the edges. And maybe just a little bit in the center. Gives them the look of having been buried in the dirt for 50 years or something. And here you have it. It's just plain chipboard. It'll make a great embellishment for any project that you want to use it on.